Hello everybody and welcome to another Beyond All Reason video. We are on the map Comet Catcher Remake. Classic 1v1 map. And today we have as you would probably guess, a 1v1. Here we have two players relatively high in the OS ladder in 1v1. We have Modulo and Hermoise. I guess that's how you pronounce that. Not entirely sure, to be honest with you. With Hermoise here starting in the very typical position, but instead of actually walking for the third mechs, starting back here with the double mechs and going into a vehicle factory first before walking. What we normally see is what we see over here. Mr. Modulo with a little kitty cat figurine, two mechs, solar into LLT, and then walk forward, build your economy stuff, and then, yeah, that's it. I don't quite know what's going on over here with the spectator HUD glitching out massively every now and again. You may just have to ignore that. I don't quite know what the problem is, to be honest with you. But as of a recommendation from a user asked me to show here. So we can see the factory queue, which is 1 con, 4 bots, 1 con, 4 scouts, 5 scouts, and size of scouts. You can do that also by pressing shift space, but that one shows a longer queue. Very first scout arriving here for Hermoise, getting really close, trying to get that metal extractor, but with the commander's build power here, it will not manage to get it. But as the second scout arrives, that may be enough if they both focus fire. Really trying to get that one, but not able to as Modulo scouts start making their way out. With the NLT at the back here, this pretty much protects this from early raiding, whereas on this side here, this can still be raided relatively easily. You can see Hermoise is pumping out quite a few scouts. Modulo's gone for a bit slower of a start, and that is because of the walk that he did here. He also has 4 solars. His opponent also has 4 solars, as we see 2 cons now, as the first expansion con from Hermoise is heading south. There's a commander heading north. The commander will probably move there and then start heading across. Yeah, that's literally, you can see him starting to move. Getting the cheeky radar in the little gap here that doesn't seem like it should be effective at all. But, you know, if we scroll here, realistically, that radar should not be giving any vision at all, but somehow it magically gives radar. But I would love to see that actually fixed, because that seems a bit ridiculous. But, you know, it's kind of become a bit of a meta now. So can you really fix that without people getting angry? Probably not. Oh, interestingly though, Hermoise has gone back. Why is he going back? He is about to stall on metal soon if he's not careful. He's gone back to allow this con to assist with the expansion. But by doing that, he's losing pressure in the mid. Modulo, though, looks like he's doing the same. Is this a new meta that they're doing now? So it used to be that the commanders would like push towards the middle and fight over the middle. But instead, they're only expanding with cons. Modulo doing well at this top side to expand pretty effectively, but now as one blitz comes along, 4 scouts are not really going to be able to stop that. Second blitz just behind it. Meanwhile, on the opposite side here, the incisors losing out the blitzes as well, with LLTs being built. Luckily for Modulo, though, attention not being paid to these. Oh, now they are. And this construction vehicle will die, as well as losing 3 metal extractors. That's quite a big loss for Modulo. They were... Well, he was a little bit ahead, but now is obviously going to fall behind. Being vehicles means that you're not going to be able to res that wreck either. And I don't think he's going to build a bot factory right now specifically just to get that. Loses his radar on the north side as well. Oh, and... Oh, he's going to eat it. Okay. He's going to move into the LLT, and the LLT will finish that off. But still, that's some big damage. Losing a con, that's more damage than he's been able to inflict onto Hermoise right now. Modulo with 2 cons expanding, 1 expanding build power, another one actually expanding north as well. So Modulo with 3 constructors expanding, 1 building eco, not expanding to the south at all. Hermoise has 4 cons expanding, actually. Correction, 2 sets of 2s. Expanding at a pretty rapid pace, but he is leaving his commander in base. Now, that is a choice you can make. And we are seeing it a bit on and off. It's a choice between build power and not build power. You build power in the base, or do you want build power on the front line? You know, plonking down LLTs, getting down the extractors quicker. And it seems that both players have chosen for the build power in base option here. Modulo able to defend his constructors this time round, getting some reclaim in the base area as well because of that. LRT's going up just in time to save these constructors. And that incisor will get mopped up here. Will manage to take out these 2 metal extractors if he's quick and good. Might bring that scout. Yes. But still, no constructor destroyed. Look down 5 metal extractors on this southern side. But as soon as those LLTs go up, he can just recap backwards with a mech, with the cons if he really chooses to. But instead, probably going to push forward, considering Modulo hasn't really pressured this bottom side of the map at all. Nothing queued up right now. Interesting little build grids here Hermoise has. Hermoise with a lot of extra energy right now. If we actually go to statistics, you can see that he is currently excessed 76k energy. No, that's produced. Read that wrong. Excessed 11k energy. I mean, that's a lot of energy he's excessing. He's probably built too much in the way of solars here. That metal could have definitely been used in units, as army value is advantage Modulo right now. Now, these units are really not going to be able to do anything here. Just basically going to end up providing a little bit of vision. He's somewhat smart with the play here, shooting the solars to keep them closed. Build power, though, now no longer repairing it, and there goes both construction turrets. Only losing, it loses 2 solars, but loses 2 construction turrets. For 6 incisors. It's not bad, I guess. Could have been better, could have been worse. Not able to finish this LLT, meaning this constructor's having to run away. Oh no, he's returning. He's dead. And yeah. Modulo losing yet another constructor. Leaving only one at the top, having to reroute the one from the middle. Modulo's just not able to push out quite as effectively as Hermoise is. Only now just starting to move around the bottom. Taking that, Hermoise hasn't done that at all up here. This area in the middle over here is kind of a bit of no man's land as radar. Now there is radar actually. Scouts attempting to grab a construction vehicle here, but not managing to get anything. This incisors apparently just wanting to give the blitzers a hug. Is that a Q location problem? No. But while we've got a second, let's have a look at Q, shall we? 13 incisors. Keep it on the incisors here. Scouts, cons. And as we switch over to the other side, no extra cons from Hermoise here. Just blitzes and one scout every now and again. And we can see scouts just trying to find some holes here. But this blitz force here managing to catch yet another expansion constructor of Modulos. And Modulo having to switch here to armed exploiters in order to try and get some damage. Another constructor. Modulo losing so much build power here. Spreading out, getting some good damage. Kind of surprised we don't see like a single pounder coming out here to just park somewhere to kind of stop this unit push coming through. It's just all blitzes. At the bottom, another constructor is about to be killed, let's be honest. So in a very, very short span of time, Modulo losing about 4 constructors. It's quite a lot. Now, Hermoise hasn't really lost any here. He's lost a couple of metal extractors. Don't get me wrong. And Metal Second is looking a bit iffy. Both neck and neck with metal extractors at the moment. And that's including the fact that they've both lost some. Having to build LLTs pretty much at all expansion points here, just due to the fact that I can't do anything about them right now. Trying to actually build LLT walls across the center of the map. And this is also why you normally see commanders march forward. Because they march forward and then they build LLT lines across here. And because both players didn't do that, they're relying on constructors to do it, and the constructors just aren't getting there, which is meaning that there's just holes in the defensive line all across the map. Attempted self-D of an exploiter here. May go off. No, just a second too short. And Hermoise is testing the defenses of Modulo in multiple places. He kind of pushed it a little bit down here. Single incisor has managed to get into the back lines of Hermoise here, managing to pick up a lot of undefended metal extractors. Yet again, Hermoise is down these same metal extractors in the bottom corner. He finally has a con going out to deal with them. But add that to the constructor tally. Hermoise getting yet another one. And Modulo just constantly having to rebuild his constructors here in an attempt to get out. That's never going to work out in his favor. Well, actually. Oh, if he would have stayed there, he would have been able to kill it. Oh, this is looking pretty bad for Modulo right now. This army is not really able to catch up as the blitzers have managed to push through. One of them chasing down yet another dead constructor. And not only that, but this large force at the top is making its way around again to try and do more damage. Modulo goes for the D-gun, manages to get this initial force here. And nothing's chased that guy down. He's still alive. LLT not built in time here, and there is enough for 3 constructors here that might get caught out if they don't keep moving. Modulo, what are you doing? Oh dear. Finally, we see the emergence of the pounder. Will finally help deal with this mess that he's coming across. Modulo just not able to hold down his front line whatsoever, just getting harassed all over the place. Actually interesting. Does he know that that's there? He does. That's what I mean. This is like so just ridiculous that you can just put this in here, and unless your commander's here or you build an artillery unit, they ain't getting in. Oh, Hermoise with a transition into gunships here. That's going to take out a lot of Modulo's expansion. Modulo, though, instead going for double vehicle factory here, pumping out pounders upon pounders. A couple of lashes mixed in here to deal with the AA. But this will start making it more difficult for Hermoise to just rush through, at least with all the blitzes he's got. The incisors are trying to just take out the defensive line that Hermoise has here. And just inflict as much damage as he can with them. There's no AA here, so although LLTs will do some damage to the gunships, let's be honest, they're not really going to do much. So he's just trying to basically take out as many of the forces as he can. So the incisors aren't too bad at shooting down air as well, but they still do less damage than actual AA. Both players' defensive line on the bottom has been completely eradicated. More gunships on the way in for Hermoise, heading to the pounder front line. Only 2 lashes here, though. They could be taken out relatively quickly if they're not careful. If this was being microed. But after already losing 2 of the 5 gunships, you can see they get taken out pretty quickly. Pounders just decimating any blitzers that make their way across. Another poor construction bot vehicle dying. Oh, you managed to escape. Here's one lucky combat. I really hope someone's keeping a tally of the amount of constructors that Modulo's lost, because I've lost count. I don't know about you, but I've lost count. Pounders making their way into the LLT walls here. Now, Hermoise needs to transition out of blitzes here into something else. We have a look. Yep, stouts now coming out instead. It's going to give less unit numbers, but he has got a bot lab out as well for res bots, which is nice to see. There is a lot of reclaim on the map. 3k at the bottom, 1.5k in the middle, and 1.8k at the bottom there on the left. So it's a lot of reclaim to be had. Most of the AA gone from this forward force here. Now the gunships are going to come in, trying to take them out. Little does he know that more lashes are on the way. Gunships have to fall back. A couple of incisors have managed to make it round the back of Hermoise's base, but not really going to be able to get anything as they've just been sent to move here and then stop. Try and get some build power, but that ain't happening. Meanwhile, this force in the center is proving somewhat difficult for Hermoise to deal with. He's trying to... Yeah, I was going to say, there's no point running these back. They ain't getting anywhere. But these blitzes running straight into a mass of pounders. You ain't getting anywhere past those guys. Well, he's desperately trying to res stuff in the bottom corner, but most of the dead things here are all raiders, which are just going to get even more killed by pounders. We're seeing a lot of friendly fire from the pounders, though, because they've not been spread out effectively, and they're just shooting each other instead. Brutes now arriving into the pounder mix here to try and add a bit more oomph. And while this fight's going on at the bottom, some gunships have actually gone up to the top here and have just slowly whittled away all the extra metal extractors. Even more gunships coming in just to try and do a bit of damage here and there, taking out the economy of Modulo. Bear in mind, these are all like heavier vehicles. They all cost quite a lot of metal to build. And if you can just hit your opponent's back line, take out those metal extractors, he's going to start building less and less. And that's where he ends up winning out. Modulo not focusing on the reclaim at all, not going for any of the metal at all, leaving it all to Hermoise. This might be a big mistake for Modulo. Finally clearing up the mess at the bottom, though, and getting most of the res bots. Only a single one remains, which is now dead as well. A he really needs to grab some of this reclaim. He does have this guy at the bottom kind of queued up for it, but there's now, we're talking 6k of metal in the bottom corner of the map, and there is no reclaim here from Modulo. Part of me would be half tempted to consider bot lab down here. You've got a con here. You could build a bot lab right here, get that res power here as quick as possible. You've already got an army down here to try and defend that kind of side of a push. Finally, we see Modulo building some AA as well as LLTs in his back area here to try and defend this area of the map. This could be somewhat dangerous though, as these 8 units of Hermoise pushing through. Modulo not rerouting forces yet, as we see his factory at the top side here. Modulo losing another constructor. Modulo only now starting to move some units. Is a little bit late. He may have to use his commander here in an attempt to degun them. Getting LLTs up, trying to eat the solars for metal. Losing 1 advanced solar so far. Going for the com. D-guns come out. Modulo D-guns once. 3 units with a D-gun. Has to be careful with the next D-gun if he's going to use it. But no. Build power manages to get it. Com was down to 34% health though. Meanwhile, in the center here, there's a little bit of an army of Hermoise, which has kind of been surrounded on either side by an army. If these guys decide to turn around, they can sandwich this, but instead they're chasing resbots. Slowly but surely, army value is getting away from Hermoise. The investment into air did a decent job, but not quite as much as he maybe would have hoped. May have got more value from bombers instead, but it's a bit late now. A lot of solars still here as well, not going into a solar, which means there's a lot of metal sat here. 7k worth of metal in just solars alone. This force is slowly pushing down at the bottom, slowly because of the pounders, just to try and clear up some of this metal at the bottom. Still a single res bot here, resing everything. I'm kind of surprised that Hermoise has just not decided to eat it all. Kind of needs the metal. Modulo letting units round yet again. A lot of LLTs here now though should help the defensive point. Modulo's comm having to get repaired as well. The LLTs are getting killed pretty quickly. All the basic solars have been eaten almost at this point, with only a solars left. Now they are spread out quite well, but a bombing run of this direction could cause significant damage. To be fair, even a bombing run like that could cause damage, but in the end, quite a significant army difference between Modulo and Hermoise towards the end. We just see this army here of 13, this army at the top of 22, and Hermoise basically had nothing left. Surprisingly, neither player focused too much on the reclaim field at the bottom of 7k left in it, but still well played. Well played, Modulo. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.